Hey everybody, I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about your study guides, show you where you can find them, explain how they are structured and the purpose for them, so that you can possibly go ahead and get started on your first one, show you a little bit more where you can find some of your other readings in that if you haven't looked around Canvas yet and discovered that. So let me start sharing my screen. Okay, so I am in the student view of your high school history course. Remember, you should show two history courses, your high school, which will say HS, and then your college course, which will shows CO. Some things will be completed in your high school, some things will be completed on your college side, and I will always let you know which one. And I don't see your college side, so I don't know exactly what that looks like, but this is the student view of your high school. So you should be able to find where your 6 units are listed. It should look like this. And these are the units that we'll be covering this semester. Unit 0 is an introductory unit. We started that on Friday with that PowerPoint that you either saw in class or watched as a video. We'll be finishing up Unit 0, going over how some of the things for the rest of the semester that we'll be doing to give you an idea, and should be starting with Unit 1 next week. So on your calendar, I've said Monday we're taking a quiz over Silas Dean. If you don't know where to find Silas Dean, you would click on Unit 0, scroll down to Lesson 2, and that is where you'll find your reading for Silas Dean. Okay. As far as Unit 1, let me get back to Unit 1. So each of your units are structured the same way. Each unit, you'll have a unit overview, which I encourage you to read, your big ideas, where you can click on these and it will, tell you explain the big idea again. And then all of the lessons that we will be completing for each unit. So you can see that Unit 1 is a pretty lengthy unit. Lesson 1 of every unit will be your unit quiz that you should read material before you come to class. So in every lesson 1, it will tell you what readings or what videos that you should watch before you come to class that first day of the unit. And I am getting a calendar put together this weekend, hopefully for Unit 1, so you can get an idea of the days, because there are multiple readings that you will need to complete, and you can find them all listed here in the lessons. But I mainly want to talk to you about your study guides. So you can click on Unit 1, you see it downloads here. Let me stop sharing for a minute and bring that document up. Hang on just a second. Let me start sharing my screen again. Okay, so here is the Unit 1 study guide. These study guides are designed to help you with your learning and to help you practice your writing. They are like a living document. You will be working on these throughout the unit. So there's some general instructions for you up here, how to use it. before you come to class on that first day, you should have gone through and completed parts 1 and part 2 of this study guide. Okay. Part 1 is essentially, well, it is the essential questions for each lesson. Every lesson in the unit will have an essential question. These are here to help you frame your thinking, help you create a goal for yourself, to write an answer to each of these essential questions. So you should preview these questions before you start reading or watching any of the videos. And when you see the information about these essential questions, just make a note over here. You saw it in crash course number 2 or in the chapter you were reading, what page you found it on. So when you need to go back and look anything up, you have that reference as to where you found this information in the readings or the videos that you watched. Section 2 is another part that you should have completed before that first day of class. Section 2 is a list of important terms, people, events that they have provided this list for you. Okay. Of course, you need to put the time period and the date here. Dates are important to help you put things in a chronological order and understand the context of when things happen. And then over here, your definition and the significance. So what you should be doing is maybe writing 2 sentences. What it is and why it happened. Okay. What it is and why it happened, why it is important. Why it is, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I can't type. Why it is, or spell. Why it is important. So that's the significance. When we talk about the significance of things, why is it important? Why or how did it happen? How did it impact the present? How did it impact the future? Okay, so for each of these, that's what you should be looking for. And then, of course, the big idea. What big idea do you think the Albany Plan of Union fell into? Maybe American identities. Okay, so you should have this filled out before you come to class. That quiz on the first day, you will be quizzed over these terms in part 2. Okay. Part 3, you will see that there is a part for every lesson in the unit. You have an essential question. This is the same essential question as was found up at the top of the page. Okay. You see there are places for terms. You are not provided the terms here, but as you are reading before you come to class on the additional readings for each lesson, as you come across an event or a person or a term that you feel is important, you can fill it in here, the term, the date, the significance, the big idea. There are only 3 lines for you here, but this is, if you're doing it digital, you can go in and add as many lines as you need. If you are doing this on paper, of course you can add sheets of paper before you turn it in to me. Okay. Then you have a summary response to each lesson. And this summary is going to help you with your writing, help you practice your writing. It is here to help you think about your big ideas and the context of the events in detail, and be able to put it all together in your own words. And this is going to help you, again, with your writing, to help you prepare for your midterm and your finals. No, you can't use these on that, but it will help you prepare for them. So by the end of your study guide, you should have answers to every essential question and all the terms from every lesson on your study guide. Okay. Part 4 is chronology, basically making a timeline. So this section of your study guide is where you're going to put it all together. You're going to draw a line. You can do it on a separate sheet of paper if you need to add major events, dates, or changes that you think are important in this unit. You'll notice that most of these events, terms, and historical figures, you should see that they're connected some way, either by geography, by the theme of the unit, or by something that happened that has caused them to be connected. So as you're plotting out this timeline, see if you can think of ways to connect your entries together. Learning how to do that, making those connections, will help you greatly discover and understand the relationships between events and people. It will help you build that knowledge to enable you to write good historical essays. Okay. So that is your study guide. I showed you where they are found. Let me stop sharing again and go back to Canvas. Okay, start sharing again. So I mentioned additional readings. I think I've, had mentioned, Silas Dean we're doing on Monday, and that you should be getting started with the Unit 1, Lesson 1, and filling out the study guide. And these are provided to you here. So these study guides are not going to be posted on Schoology. They're here on Canvas, where you can download them and print them out. So those are here. If you need help with that, if you need paper copies of something, you need to ask me. I'm more than happy to print something out for you, but you need to ask me. I've had several people, when I've said that before, or a couple people have asked me. So you need to let me know. I'm not gonna keep asking you every unit every day if you want me to print something out for you. Okay, but I don't have a problem doing it. But since it's here, I'm going to assume that you are reading it online or you have access to print it at home. But if not, again, let me know, and I'm not going to keep saying that over and over again. Let me just show you some other things here. Let's go back. I said there were additional readings in the unit. If you start looking at these units, and these are available to you, they've been available since the day you registered. So that was Lesson 1, the stuff you should read before you come to class, the first day of the unit. You can see when we get ready to do Lesson 2, there's another reading. There are journal entries, most of which will be done before you come to class. There will be some you'll do in class. But most will be done, and I'll show that to you in a separate video, because there's a certain format that they want you to do the journal entries on, and so I will show that to you separately. Okay, but so you can see Lesson 2, there is a reading. Lesson 3, before class, there's a reading and a journal entry. And I will be opening up these journal entries that you can do before class very soon, so that those of you who want to start reading ahead are able to start reading ahead and start working on your journal entries. You have that option. More readings. So guys, remember, this is a college course. And like I told you from day one, it's not, there's going to be challenges, and there's a lot of reading. So there's another reading. You should be setting aside some time every day to do some reading, if not more, because if you haven't noticed already, these are not short readings. They're usually a chapter or an excerpt of a chapter, and so you need to set aside some time and start working on these readings, especially if you're a slow reader like I am. I read slow and I have to process it, and it takes me a while. I take notes, I highlight. Some people are quick readers. Some people, it takes a little longer to process the reading and for it to sink in. And if that's you, plan ahead and stay ahead. So that is the study guide. I wanted to show you where you could find it, how you should be filling out parts 1 and part 2 before you come to class. The parts of the study guide for each lesson, as you're reading before you come to class, you can pick out those words and start filling it in. After we go over the lesson in class, there may be more words that you want to add. Somebody in class may have a word that you don't have, and you might want to add, those words also. Collaborate and see what words other people felt were important. So you have all of that completed. I know there's been some confusion on where to find things, so hope maybe this helps you out a little bit. Up here, is where you should have gone to fill out those discussions from Friday. Again, I'm sorry for the confusion. I set those up wrong. Discussion boards we may do differently. We may do them in Schoology, but your other assignments will be here. Like I said, I will do a different video to show you the journal entries and how those should be completed, especially for those of you who are at home learning. I talked about what you need to do at home, the reading, working on the study guide, your journal entries. When we get going into these units, starting with Unit 1, every day during class, or every day for those of you who are at home, there will be an assignment to go along with the unit for you to complete. Those of you that are home, you may be completing it on your own, as the students in class may be, or we may put it into some sort of sharing document, Google or OneNote or something, where people can work on it collaboratively. But there will be assignments every day in class that we'll be working on, in addition to this stuff that you have to do at home. Those of you who've been messaging me and let me know when something's not working right, I thank you, because it's working for me on my end, and I don't know if it's not working for you. So I thank you to those who are letting me know something's not opening, so I can try to figure it out. See what I did, or what button I didn't click or did click. So keep letting me know. Any questions you have, continue to message me. Let me know what you're confused about, or what you can't find, and I will certainly try to help you. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I'm going to stop sharing the screen now. Enjoy your reading, and I will either see you on Monday or message you or talk to you on Monday. Thanks.